the Pioneer Group. Number 68, that is Brendan Simmons out of Brookfield, sponsored by Fence Enterprises. 171, Matt Weiland out of Kent, sponsored by Getaway Towing. And the X17 is going to be Josh Burns out of Louisville, sponsored by Collision Craig. And Manaway, sponsored by Sean Petrie and Gateway Towing. The 00 up next. That is Hot Rod out of Rootstown, sponsored by Warhammer and Fervor. Adam White's in the number 16 out of Randolph, sponsored by Rick's Auto and Transmission. Number 19, Russ Malcolm out of Atwater, sponsored by Fallsway, D&M Construction, and Mangold Farm. The number 6, that is Husky Williams out of Mogador. The number 57 coming on right now. That is Dale Golden out of Akron, sponsored by IneedAFuelPump.com and Radiator Rich. And the 08, that's Dale Lovejoy out of Randolph, sponsored by Elite Creek and Auto Direct Transport. And here comes the 13 Triple X, Seth Kumos out of Atwater, sponsored by King's Auto Works, and Edge Mold and All Concrete. 4. Yep, we got 17 right now. 17-2. That's Robert Heater out of Toledo. And that's sponsored by Dave McLean, Home Improvement. White and blue, 01 of Andrew Miller out of Springfield Township, sponsored by Bloomer's Auto Sale and North Coast. Holding the green, so let's go ahead and give them a countdown, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go, and they are off and running here at the Smash and Crash and Tear 'em Up Automobile Demolition Derby Mini Car Event. Leading off your 157th Portage County Randolph Fair. Already, field of 19. Breaking her down, looks like we have at least a couple of them getting a little bit warm already. The 08 being one of those. That is Dalton Lovejoy out of Randolph. That red sheet. Watching trucks on there. They're stacking them up 3 deep. Number 34 wanting in on that action right now. And he's getting very quick light. That would be Tom Brown out of Diamond. Follow him. Flashing red up on top of that automobile. Pioneer Group machine, the 88, on its way down the track. That is Mike Maduri out of Ravenna. We are going to be taking this down to the last vehicle running, and that was a good back-to-back and bumper-to-bumper hit right here at Track Central. And I'll tell you, that 88, 08, definitely getting quite warm. Dalton Lovejoy putting one heck of a hit on the number 57 of Dale Goldenfield, riding out of Akron here. Starting to get a little bit of steam out from underneath. Pioneer Group number 34. And that's Tom Brown out of Diamond. Far in down there. The referee is telling he's back to real estate to stay inside of this particular area. Got a very large track on the longest on the circuit. Inside of the concrete barricades. And I'll tell you, even though it's kind of wet, they are slinging dust out there already. 24/7 Brandon Finch out of Phillips. He's digging down, getting his dust right now. That car has been running hot all night, still continuing to do so. The number 08, that red machine, still continuing to Well, hold him up, hold him up, hold him up, hold him up, drivers. Hold him up out there. We got a fire right there in the 0-1 track center. Want to get that driver out of his vehicle. Okay, looks like we got things going one way or another. They got the action back underway. I believe that's Husky Williams, number 6, heading on down the line at a high rate of speed. The Husky definitely got a lot of front end damage and now just belting out the steam out from underneath that number 6 machine. Gonna get the Randolph version of the Malachi Crunch there with the number 13 XXX Seth Kumos on one side and the 88 of Mike Meduri over on the other right now. And they are stacking and packing them right here. The 726 coming in from the side. That's Tyler Hamrick out of Portland. Coming back to back and bumper to bumper. Mike Meduri and the 88 keeping things moving. From that collision grab machine. They got them stacked about 4 wide in here, completely blocking the track about 3/4 of the way down. A lot of vehicles stalling out already. Looks like we got a lot of tires going down, not able to get that horsepower hooked up to the track. And it looks like we may have a couple of them momentarily stuck together. Almost popped them apart. 13 XXX Seth Kumos still hooked together pretty tightly with the 726. He just popped it apart. That was Tyler Hamrick. It's like a 0-8 finally comes to the overheating issue. That was Dalton Lovejoy out of a Randolph, ending his night just about where he started, on the starting line right there in the 0-8. A few of them falling off the pace right now. You see the 00 making his way on down. That's Hot Rod out of a Rootstown. Hot Rod mixing up the feed. Our other 0-1 in the orange scheme is Sean Peter out of Meadoway, run by Sean Peter and Gateway Towing. Starts to run on the warm side right now. That is Robert Peter out of Toledo. Number 16 crashing his way through. Stop traffic right here about track center right now. That's Adam White out of a Randolph. 88 Mike Meduri heading back down to the other end of the track. Not far behind him is going to be the 171 of Matt Whelan out of Kent. We're going to take this down to the last vehicle running. Last vehicle is going to hit $900. It looks like the 715 almost went up and away on top of the concrete barricade down there. Luckily, Chris Miller out of Chester, he was keeping back down on all fours. Head on back towards track center at this time. Making contact with the number 32, Robert Peter, who is currently overheating right now, right about track center on the main grandstand side. Got some sparks flying up under the hood of the number 16. Something definitely rubbing up in under there. And so far, so good. Keep it going. Got about 6 of them making their way right into track center at this time. Parking right there, and you can see quite a lot of damage coming in on the heater machine, the 32. Back in the block side, that's going to be slowing that thing up quite a bit. The 88, Mike Meduri, heading down to put a hit on the 715 of Chris Filler. Heading back to the track center. now. Looks like 0-1 getting the squeeze play up against the concrete barricade. Sean Petrie taking a hit from the 88 of Mike Missouri. Right now, 7-15 Chris Dillard. And ever so careful not to hit the driver's door of the 88. Still have moving out the 0-0 down at the far end. That's Hot Rod out of the Rootstown. 0-1 making his way down. Looks like the number 16 currently nose to nose with the X17. That's Adam White in the 16. Staring down the barrel of Josh Burns out of Louisville in the X17. 17's got smoke rolling out of it. See if that thing re-fired in the allotted amount of time. Sean Petrie in the 0-1. Pushed back a little bit of the 88. He was taking some hits earlier from the 88. Now he's going to switch things up just a little bit. And doggone, looks like the 32 for Robert Peter. And those overheating problems finally took a toll on that vehicle. And the 7-15, Chris Billers, and the 0-1 coming back. A good back-to-back hit. That was Sean Petrie in the 0-1, and the 7-1-5, Chris Billers, like these two nailed it. Started. Look, got him go once again. That's a heck of a hit right there. And the 7-15 definitely shortened up a little bit. You can see the back spine on that thing popped back, and it looked like the 0-1 wanted to go back for a repeat performance. Couldn't get her lined up quite that way. Sean Petrie trying to refire and taking a heck of a hit from the 7-15 of Chris Billers. Right now the 88 down at the other end trying to get turned around. We have a couple of them on the timer down there at this moment in time. And the 88 turning his attention over to Chris Billers at this time. And the X17 out of his vehicle right now had a good run going there. That was Josh Burns out of Louisville. Still trying to refire that machine. Okay, well the 0-1 ran out of time. About 10 seconds after that, the 16 ran out of time, which puts the 16 into the third place right now. That's Adam White out of a Randolph, sponsored by Rick's Auto and Transmission. Down at the far end, we did have two of them on the timer at the same time. The 16 had about 10 more seconds on the timer. Thus, we had 10 more seconds to restart. That'll come down to a fraction of a minute sometimes, as Dixon just did. Right now it's going to be between Chris Billers in the 7-15 and Mike Missouri in the 88. Staring down the barrel of one another right now. The 88 getting a little bit ahead of steam build up, and a good solid nose-to-nose hit. Mike Missouri out of Ravenna in the 88. Chris Billers out of Chesterland in the 7-15. Looks like it may have knocked the life out of the 88 momentarily. He's trying to refire right now. Right now, advantage went to Chris Billers in the 7-15. And there goes the flag from the doorpost of the 88. So there's the winner, folks, in the 7-15. Familiar face, that is Chris Billers in the 7-15 out of Chesterland. Second place is going to be the 88 of Mike Missouri out of Ravenna. And third place, again, with just a few seconds to spare down at the far end, was the number 16 of Adam White out of Randolph. Again, a few seconds was what the difference between those last two cars. The 0-1 was almost in there, but again, it was just a matter of 10 seconds that separated the two on the timer. So again, very respectable finish for the 0-1 of Sean Petrie. Well, we see him, familiar face and familiar name. Glad to have him back here. Hope to see these guys tomorrow night. We are going to be running another full event. So hopefully we'll see some of these guys make a few repairs to these vehicles, get them ready for the second night. Again, we're also going to be having the youth adult event tomorrow. So again, the youth will be out here driving their Be Nice Racing and Tech Engineering. '77X is Matt McGregor out of Manaway, sponsored by Gateway Towing and Can-Dan. Austin Reed out of Randolph is on the 8X machine, sponsored by Dr. Tom Chiropractor Clinic, He's Clip Joint, and Gateway Towing. All right, the 05, Brianna Deems out of Barberton, sponsored by Cash for Clunkers. The 3M is Matt Heinball out of Hartville, and Matt is sponsored by Barkham Auto Service and sponsored by the Well Doctor. 66X is Bailey Campbell out of Suffield, sponsored by Eldon Photography and Sunny Hill Golf and Rec. Number 61 is Doug Morey II out of Atwater, sponsored by the Well Doctor. And the 177X, Tanner Voyers out of Suffield, sponsored by Voyers Construction and Graphic Detail and Printing Metal. Now this first derby that Tanner has run here, he was by himself. He had been in the youth adult and has moved up to this mini car class. Now the 1128, that is Derek Horning out of Brimfield. Number 83 is Jason Webb out of Atwater, sponsored by FRBR and loving memory of 22, that's Corey Mason out of Cuyahoga Falls, sponsored by B&B Towing. 86 is Sean Miller out of Atwater, sponsored by FRBR and loving memory of Renee Russell and Marjorie's Pizza. And the 76 is Justin Mason out of Cuyahoga Falls, sponsored by B&B Towing. Looks like we do have highlights by each and every vehicle that we had. They did have these are ready, so we'll go ahead and give them a countdown, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go, and they are off and running in heat number 2 of this mini car event. Okay, now they are going to be paying 900 to win, 400 for second, 100 for third in each of these mini car heats. And that was a pretty good back-to-back bumper hit between the 57X and that's number 86. 86 is Sean Miller out of Atwater. 57X, that's Robert Zarka out of Manaway. Looks like 77X trying to refire his machine at this moment. Also looks like 66X momentarily stalled out. 66X back up and running. That's actually Bailey Campbell out of Suffield. She's got her up and running. Now the number 19, bringing her on down here. Mike Fletcher out of Mogador. 177X, Tanner Warriors out of Suffield. Being chased down by the number 05, 05 of Brianna Deems out of Barberton. Brianna in that bright red machine, and she's going to take a heck of a hit. Gets spun around by the 1128. That is Derek Horning out of Brimfield. Derek's going to be taking her back. Starting to get a little bit warm in number 86. That machine, that's Sean Miller out of Atwater. Triple five, bringing it on around. That is TJ Mandel out of Randolph. TJ's going to be lining up on the number 83. That's Jason Webb. Zach Kocher out of Ravenna, the number 15. Light blue. 1128. Good back. Lap traffic. Go down and put a hit. Track number 61, Doug Morey, the second. Driving out of Atwater, sponsored by the Wells Doctor. So far, the track opening up very nicely down there. Looks like Corey Mason really got some damage on the passenger door of that machine. Still keeps her moving pretty well. Mixing it up right now with the number 15 of Zach Kocher out of Ravenna. Whole lot of steam down at the far end of the track on the number 86, Sean Miller. He's trying to work his way out there. He's got Tanner Ford for 177X. Tanner backing up, moving away. Now the 19 trying to jockey their way out of the corner. That's Mike Fletcher. Matt Pineball out of Parkville. Number 86 definitely still running warm out there. You can see all the steam pouring out of that. We do have the 57X being counted out at the time. Robert Zarka out of Manaway. 76 coming back there. You see the back of 76 definitely getting shorter and shorter as they go. Still putting the hits on that. Justin Mason driving out of Cuyahoga Falls. The 66X taking a pop in the nose, courtesy of the number 15. Zach Kocher in that 15 machine. Very familiar name out there, driving out of Ravenna from off the 5. Well done. Nice. 177X. Tanner Boyers still running strong in that machine out there. He has progressed well, learned quite a lot running into youth adult events out here. He's participated in quite a few of them, at least on our circuit, and I'm sure of other derbies as well. So Tanner's definitely been honing his craft for quite a while now, showing progression. Right now, he did take a pop in the nose, courtesy of that 66X. Bailey Campbell out of Suffield. Bailey working that into the track right now, going after the 15th Zach Kocher. Doug Morey, the second's in the 61. Working the middle of the track, going after the 555. TJ Mandel. TJ is driving out of Randolph. Got it to 76. Calling her quick. That was Justin Mason out of Cuyahoga Falls. Taking the flag off the short road. Some of these cars definitely get a little bit on the performance side of 58. That's Austin Reed out of Randolph. 12. That's out of contention. Now the QT is still running. Definitely got some damage to the back of that car. Digging in like a boat anchor out there, and not still looking good to help the team make the way down the track right now. One thing the drivers to be battling right now as these cars get forward up is to make sure that the gas tank stays safe. The referee's going to be keeping a close eye. Cars get shorter and shorter. The 1128 still running strong. Derek Corning out of Brimfield going back to back with the number 15 of Zach Kochner. 555. Looks like he's having a bit of a rough way to get up. TJ Manville himself out of contention down there at the far end. I'm not sure. Something definitely went south on his white. The 177X is going to be stacking them up down at the other end down there, putting a hard hit on the 3M. And the 44, Jeffrey Lee out of Newton Falls, following up Tanner Boyer. So right now, the 3M in a predicament that he doesn't want to be in. That's Matt Heinball out of Hartsville. Right up against the concrete barricade, taking some hard hits. 177X. Tanner Boyer throwing caution to the wind as he goes after the number 44 of Jeffrey Lee out of Newton Falls. Adam Kern out of Randolph's in the 55, the red, white, and blue machine. Main grandstand is over by the number 3M of Matt Heinball. Looks like 61 running out of time. Getting stalled out. That was Doug Morey, the second out of Atwater. Starting to warm up just a little bit under the hood. Definitely a cooler night out here tonight. Going to be helping these cars to last a little bit longer. Start running these high RPM. Start losing some of that valuable coolant. Doesn't take long. Right now, quite a few of them have a bunch of steam rolling out from under the hood right now. Down on the far end, the number 86, Sean Miller, is down there in that black and pink machine. He has steam coming out from the hood. Looks like he's got some smoke coming off the tires. He's definitely got at least one of the front wheels flat. That rim is spinning inside the tire. It's making it difficult to get that horsepower hooked up to the track surface. The 55 heading on down. That's Adam Kerr out of Randolph. That red, white, and blue machine. Satellite dish or balloon or something on the top of it. Easy to follow him. Brianna Deems out of Barberton, still running track central out there in the 05. So Bree keeping her moving out there, making some contact. Looks like Bree's going to just miss a hit from the 177X. Tanner Boyer came down through there. Steered out of the way just in the nick of time. And doggone, looks like the 86 ran out of time as well. Like that vehicle overheating, and not to mention the flat tires on the drive tires up front on that machine, not allowing him to get down and move anywhere. 44 starting to show some wear and tear. Jeffrey Lee, a lot of steam coming out of his vehicle. 1128, and that's Derek Corning out of Brimfield. Bringing her back to track central right now. Following in behind is going to be the 55. Adam Kern will be taking a shot from the number 15, Zach Kochner. Following that up, it's going to be Tanner Boyers in the 177X, making it a party of three. The 44 is still down there. Jeffrey Lee. And Bree in the 05. Bring it around. Brianna Deems out of Barberton. Now Bree mixing up the 177, Tanner Boyers. Right now, I definitely see movement out of 4, maybe 5 of them still moving right now. Possibly 44 on the timer. Trying to get that thing moving around, it looks like. It's like a 44 ran out of time to make some contact. So Jeffrey Lee coming to an end. Jeffrey's running out of Newton Falls. Looks like he was here early today, one of the first people to sign up. Looks like we have a party of 3 at one end and 2 more down at the other. Tanner Boyers in the 177X getting turned around right now. We do have the 05 of Brianna Dean making her way down here. 55. Still running. Adam Kern out of her Randolph. Doggone, it looks like there went the flag from the doorpost of the 05. So Brandon Dean's out of Barberton. Not able to get her vehicle. Wiggled out the predicament that she got it in down there. So I believe we have 4 still running down at the far end right now, including the one in the middle. Around at the 11:28, Derek Horning out of Brimfield getting turned around. Zach Kochner out of Ravenna. Driving her 55 out of the far end right now. Of course, Tanner Boyers in the 177X. Derek Horning trying to push his way through to stop traffic right now. Looks like he made her past 15. Zach Kochner trying to make his way down there. Looks like not having a whole lot of luck. Squeezing through there and getting jockeyed around. The two that have the best angle right now is going to be the 55. Of Adam Kern in the 177X of Tanner Boyers. 11:28, almost making her in at 11:28's got her down there. So Derek Horning making it a party of 3 down at that end. And number 15 appears to be on the timer right now. Zach Kochner to get things refired, and it looks like 15 just ran out of time. Okay, well, looks like we are down to 3 left running at this time. Nobody's on the timer, so it looks like the 3 that we have is the 11:28 Derek Horning out of Brimfield, Adam Kern in the 55 out of Randolph, and Tanner Boyers out of Suffield in the 177X. All taking it down to the last vehicle running. Again, 900 to win, 400 for second, and 100 for third place. And both of the minis have the same payout tonight. There's a large number, split it in half. 2 even heats out here. Okay, and it looks like time has expired on the 55. Adam Kern going to be settling for a third place finish here. Now it's down to a 1-2 finish between the 177X of Tanner Boyer and the 11:28 of Derek Horning out of Brimfield. Once again, we do have 11:28, Derek Horning driving out of Brimfield, and Tanner Boyers out of Suffield, 177X. Take it down the last run, 900 wins, 400 seconds, $100 third place finish. Already been awarded to the 55, Adam Kern. That's where the 11:28 wants to be right now. He could be trying to wiggle himself out of there, but right now it looks like the advantage just went to Tanner Boyers. Tanner keeping him packed in that small little area, and there went the flag from the doorpost. And that means Tanner Boyers in the 177X going to be taking away the win here. Very respectable second place finish for Derek Horning in the 11:28. Congratulations to both those drivers. Now, once again, Tanner Boyers had been driving in the youth adult class. This is the first year, not specifically the first Derby that he's been in by himself. This is the first time that he's been by himself at this particular fair, moving up to the mini cars. He had been driving in the youth adult class. So again, very big congratulations to Tanner Boyers out of Suffield in the 177X. Sponsored by Boyers Construction, Graphic Detail, and Training Metal. Also, second place, the 11:28, Derek Horning out of Brimfield. And third was Adam Kern in the 55 out of Arundel, sponsored by Mangold Farm Store. Text by Be Nice Engine and Ohio Home Improvement. Okay, there's the number 12, Greg Krieger out of Rootstown. 8, Andre Stewart out of Portage, sponsored by Charchone Ford and Malco 2, K105, and Kirby. They do have I believe that's the 008 of Donnie Pullett. He's out of Ravenna, sponsored by Collision Craft. Number 331 is Matt Schulte out of Akron, sponsored by Long's Auto House. Russ Heaters in the 8808 out of Alliance, sponsored by Tar Heel Roofing. 33, Patrick Kaufman out of a Wyndham, sponsored by Daryl Spence and G-Bill Napa. And then we do have the number 44, is the last one coming on right now. Jake Daniels out of Manaway, sponsored by Donnie's Fence. Down starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go, and they are off and running here in the full-size truck event. Smash It Demolition Derby as the V8 gets underway here. A little more cylinders out here, a little bit more growl to the engines as they take off. And again, we only have 8 of them. Got about a 50-50 shot of getting into prize money here. Could be paying 4 spots. Back-to-back hit from the 88, that's Andre Jordan. 88 and the 44, Dick Daniels. Out of Manaway, number 12, Patrick Krieger out of Breakdown, trying to back up. Sign out there, the 43 is coming from caution win. Patrick Kaufman out of Wyndham, taking it down there to split the difference between the number 70, Vince Hamrick, and that number 88, Andre. Matt Schultz out of Akron trying to get his team turned around. 43 back on the move once again. And that was a hard hit into the nose of the 44, 43 going into the 44. Like those two may be hooked together tightly there. That's Patrick Kaufman out of Wyndham. 44, Dick Daniels out of Manaway. 331 on the breakaway right now. Matt Schultz. 331. Well, the number 44 looks like he popped the switch that time. Unwed on note, the number 88. Oh my goodness, look at that. They got the 88 back up into number 'em up, drivers, hold 'em up. Hold 'em up. Hold 'em up. Hold them up out there. We got the red flags flying. We can get one of these skid steers down here. We just want to, right now, the gas flying. They are ready to turn. Let them go. Get the action back underway once again. And number 12 rolling around. You have gas tanks instead of these vehicles right here. Here's just 7-0, bringing on back up Vince Hamrick. Like right now, 44. No inhibition about using that machine out here for sure. That is Jake Daniels in the 44, being chased down by Vince Hamrick out of Rootstown. And the 008 Donnie Paulette out of Ravenna. Hauling it on down there. Up and away went Russ Heater in the 88-08. He kind of jumped over the front tire of that number 12 of Greg Krieger. And 7-0 in the right segment there. Away from the driver's door at a 331. Looks like a 331 ounce. Last month we saw the cranking wheel steering away from that safety level of that automotive. Try to steer the drivers away from that driver's door area. Right now the 44 had a rough night. Jake Daniels out of Manaway has been a heck of a night thus far. Here comes the 008, Donnie Follett out of Ravenna. And he put one heck of a thumping on the engine compartment of the 44. The 44 has had a rough night. Oh, hold them up out there, drivers. We do have red flags flying. Hold them up, hold them up. Got the red flags out there. They got a safety issue out on the track. And they're ready to turn them loose and let them go. Getting the action back underway. Number 12, Greg Riggett out of Woodstown, coming back for the 44, Jake Daniels. In front of the 44 is going to be the 008, Donnie Cullen. Wedged up inside the engine compartment of number 44. May have a little bit of flaming coming out the bottom. 77 is going to put one heck of a hit on there, and he's just going to shove his way on through. That was Vince Hamrick out of Rootstown. And there went the flag on the doorpost of the 44. That's a rough way to go tonight. Okay, well, looks like we are down to just down to these 4. Now, this particular heat is paying 4 spots. We got a Russ Heater out of the line. Modified Tar Heel Roofing in the 8808. We do have the number 12, Greg Krieger out of Rootstown. Number 70, Vince Hamrick, also out of Rootstown, sponsored by B9. Ohio Home Improvement and Bud's Auto. And the 008, Donnie Pollack, out of Ravenna, sponsored by Collision Craft. Again, we're paying $12.50 to win, $50 per second, $500 per third, and $250 per fourth. And it looks like we're trying to get the attention, I believe. And it looks like time has expired for the number 70, Vince Hamrick, out of Rootstown. So he's going to go away with a 4th place finish. And we are paying 4 spots in this class. So the 7-0 is in the money tonight. Well, the number 12 tried to split the difference. Greg Krieger just a slight bit too late as he went in there. 008 of Russ Heater and the 008 Donnie Pollack. Backed up and let him on through, and then they put the squeeze play on that number 12. 008, Donnie Pullock. Definitely with the advantage right now. The other two drivers momentarily hooked together. Looks like Greg Krieger is going to slip away in the 12. And the 8808 of Russ Heater. Strong out of Alliance. Whoop, hold him up, hold him up, hold him up, driver. Hold him up, got the red flags flying out there. Hold him up, hold him up. Got a driver indicating he needs out of his machine here on the 8808. Okay, looks like the green flag is flying once again. They are turning back loose. So a 1-2 finish between Greg Krieger and the 12 for the 008 of Donnie Pullock. Shift. Right now, it looks like the 008 sitting up on top of that concrete barricade, and his tire just spinning around. So the advantage now with the number 12 of Greg Krieger out of Rootstown. And you can see that tire just spinning on the 008. Donnie Pullock not having a whole lot of luck right now. See if he's able to get it off there. Time is going to dwindle down. It looks like 12's got him right where he wants him, at least at this moment in time. But none of that horsepower going to be able to get down to the track surface, so that's definitely going to slow up the 008. Another solid hit from the 12, Greg Krieger out of Rootstown. Hold him up. The red flags are flying. The red flags are flying, and that means looks like the checkered flag is going to be heading out there, and the checkered flag waving over the number 12 of Greg Krieger out of Rootstown. Second place, a little bit of bad luck, but that's the 008 Donnie Pullock out of Ravenna, sponsored by Collision Craft in a second place finish. Over there's the third of the 8808, Russ Heater out of Alliance, sponsored by Tar Heel Roofing. And we are paying 4 spots in this class. We do have the 7-0 of Vince Hamrick finishing in a 4th place finish out of Rootstown, sponsored by Be Nice Engines, Ohio Home Improvement, and Bud's Auto. Hey, Russell, can you hear me? Hey, Russ, what's the car right next to you right there that you're in front of? This one? No, the next. Countdown starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go, and they are off and running here in the Smash It class. Smash It, Crash It, Tear 'em Up Automobile Demolition Derby. Our car event is now underway. 391, Tim Novak out of Suffield. Mike Gubbin in the 410X coming on the middle right now. Hold them up, drivers, hold them up. Hold them up, hold them up. We do have some shrapnel out on the track and the most day. Hold up, and we're ready to turn loose and let them go. Billy Bob sounds like he's got a pretty good run of the machine. Darren Zimmerman out of Atwater making some contact as he goes down through the line. Out of Rootstown, driving her home. Lucky that last tire that busted off does not have an axle sticking out of it. Tomlinson, if he happens to be around. Dave Tomlinson, if you happen to be around, if we can get you down to the dirty track today. Once again, if Dave Tomlinson is in earshot, please come down to the track side. Okay, hold them up, hold them up, hold them up, hold them up. The red flags are flying. You gotta hold them up. Okay, folks, I did just get word from down on the track. The drivers themselves have work to go to tomorrow as well. They have voted, the 9 of them, so they're going to split the money evenly throughout those drivers. They realize it's going to be a long time, and they're going to be back tomorrow. But again, what they want to do is they're going to split it